Hello, my friends, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. I hope you had a wonderful Friday the 13th, and I've actually managed to extend my bad luck into the early morning hours here on the 14th, where I started recording a video in which I was starting to go through all of these announcements. I watched a bunch of the trailers, recorded them, and managed to screw it up. So we're kind of starting from scratch over here, and I'm going to not do it quite the same way I was doing it before, because honestly, I would like to get to bed sometime tonight. But I'm going to give you quick thoughts as I go down this list, since I have watched a number of these trailers already. For this Naughty Dog Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, people are complaining about the way the character looks. That is not my complaint. While she looks like a big whatever, obviously, my complaint here is the mixing of art styles. When you're flying into the ship and you catch a look of the world, you got this really strong feeling of nostalgia for some of the older Nintendo 64 video games, believe it or not. Reminded me of some of those when you're flying through space. The fact that she plays Pet Shop Boy music, she's driving a Porsche spaceship, and she's wearing Adidas shoes, all just kind of, I don't know, it's not something that I want to see in a video game. Very 80s era kind of vibes from it. As a matter of fact, and I'm just realizing this on the second recording as I'm talking about this, her jacket reminds me of a members only jacket, if you know what that is. If you don't, oh my God, you're young. So I don't know, the vibes on it feels off. It feels like it's somehow trying to stretch for member berries that don't really belong to it. Yeah, if Naughty Dog makes it to release, I don't see this getting very far. I could be wrong. Between now and then, who knows what changed. And honestly, I do kind of feel if the game had released about 10 years earlier, it probably would have done okay. But at this point, with everything and all the things gamers have been through and all the trust that's been lost, I don't think it's going to do what they think it should. Next is this first look here at The Witcher. I've seen a lot of conversation going on about it. My disclaimer for this is I've only played a few minutes of, I think, the first Witcher game. I was not particularly impressed and stopped. The whole Witcher thing has never really been in my wheelhouse. I know I love high fantasy, but at the same time, it's just not something that ever grabbed me. As a matter of fact, until The Witcher 3 came out and people were making a big deal about it, just previous to Cyberpunk 2077 coming out, I really didn't know anything about it. And I realistically still don't care. That said, I think everybody who's saying that Ciri's ugly is trying to project a ridiculously high standards onto what every single video game character should look like. That said, she does not look as good as she did in previous games. Please remember, two things can be true at once. But I think part of that has to do with the graphical fidelity that they're trying to reach in gaming. As they try to make these things more and more actually realistic, you start to lose that ability to make these characters look just straight up beautiful. Part of stylized gaming is that you can create these beautiful characters and make them unique at the same time. When you're going for a photorealistic look, you risk the possibility of entering that weird uncanny valley area that makes the games genuinely hard to watch. And as is, they're still kind of there. I don't like seeing these so realistic characters. That's me. I prefer more stylized looks. But I don't think she's as ugly as people are making her out. Now, what I do see a lot of as well, and honestly, I think is the more important criticism than how ugly or pretty she is the fact that apparently there's a lot of lore issues with what's going on here. As someone who hasn't played the games, again, I don't know, I haven't read any of the books, I don't know a lot about this, but from everything I'm seeing, she should not be a Witcher. And the part that bothers me more than anything is for a group who tries to push, women great, powerful, and everything, instead of leaving her to have what sounds like, from what everybody's telling me, some really awesome powers and being able to do some really cool things, they're downgrading her to being a Witcher. And I'm hearing so many people who are saying, oh, if this was just a Siri game, I would be interested in it. But making her a Witcher totally kills it. And that's something I can completely understand, and I think is an absolutely valid criticism. I don't think this has any legs unless they change something considerably between now and when it finally releases. But as it is mostly into the point where they're making these kinds of trailers, I think it would be difficult for them to really change too much. But CD Projekt Red also could not survive until that point. This is a possibility. We will see. For Okami getting a sequel, I don't know how I feel about that. I love Okami. It's an amazing, fun game. The art style, the music, the humor, the whole thing. Great game. Love playing as a little wolf, love the way you have to draw the symbols and all that. I'm not sure where they're going to take a sequel, so that will be interesting. However, I did find that the original is currently for sale on Steam for $5. So if you haven't played the original, I do recommend you go ahead and pick it up because $5 is a steal and you will get a ton of hours out of that game. Borderlands 4 has been announced and debuted. I don't know what they're thinking after the reception of Borderlands movie. I've only played a little bit of Borderlands 2 and 3. That was really only co-op with some friends. And, that was fun enough, but I don't really have strong feelings about this game either way. The characters, however, in this game, once again, very Concord-like in my opinion, and everything has that reddish, purplish tinge to it all over the place. I genuinely feel like I'm seeing that color everywhere lately. Am I crazy? Do you guys see it too? Let me know so I know if I'm not crazy or not. I really do. I feel like we've gone back to that time where everything had that yellow kind of filter over it, and now we're in this purple phase. I'm kind of getting sick of it, but let me know if you see it too. Let me know if I'm crazy. From Software's Elden Ring Night Rain looks really cool. It's a standalone 3-player co-op game, and I think that's pretty cool. If I have some friends who are willing to deal with the fact that I suck at these kinds of games, I will probably play them with them. Just ignore the fact that was blank for a few minutes. I will probably go ahead and play it with them. I really enjoy Elden Ring. I enjoy the stylized look of the game itself, the landscapes, the enemies. Everything is so gorgeous looking. So, at the very least, I would like the chance to play with some friends, even if I do suck. Not something I particularly care about, but Elden Ring is getting a new faction. So, I hope people who play Elden Ring still have fun with that. It Takes Two Dev revealed their new game, Split Fiction. My former boyfriend, now fiance, has expressed a little bit of interest in this. I think he would probably be interested in playing it, and honestly, I'm kind of wondering if I shouldn't try to talk him into a couple streams where we play these kinds of co-op games together. I think people could find that slightly hilarious, considering how sometimes we communicate. I do like the fact that they mentioned that they're not doing any loot boxes or microtransactions. I really liked the fact that apparently they have a buy one copy and you can play with your friends kind of thing going on, which is really cool. It's not really the type of game I expect loot boxes in, but the only having to have one copy thing is awesome because that's something that stops people from playing these games a lot. It must be a lot easier to get people to play them if you provide a secondary copy for the other player. This new game announcement by the creators of Ico and Shadow of the Colossus kind of has me excited. It has a really awesome vibe to it that reminds me of both of those games, and I think those games are gorgeous. I think they're a little weird to play. Ico especially had a little bit of jank back in the day, but the fact that they're making another game has me excited. I'm excited to play it, even though it hasn't even been given a title yet. Apparently, the guy who was lead on Shenmue in Virtua Fighter has announced an anime-style game called Steel Paws. I don't really care about that. Deus Ex lead Warren Spector apparently is taking on PvPvE with a stealth game. That I watched some of the trailer. It looked interesting. Something that would be fun to play with your friends. So that will be something to keep an eye on. Called Thick as Thieves. They're making a 2D Ninja Gaiden game. I'm sure that has a lot of people really freaking excited. I don't recall personally ever playing Ninja Gaiden. I'd probably give it a shot if I thought it looked interesting enough. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is coming to PC. I don't care. Sheepsidian's very excited about the PAL World. Faybreak, he's a PAL World enjoyer, and the fact that it adds a huge island, he is very excited to play. Apparently the Payday devs have made a new co-op called Den of Wolves. I never played any of the Payday games, so again, that means very little to me. What bothers me right now on this next sentence is that The Last of Us is getting another re-release as Part 2 Remastered heads to PC. Why, God, why? Why? These games aren't that old. They don't need so many re-releases. Who's buying this? I want to know, because I'm not. Hopefully it sees the same fate as that stupid Horizon Zero Dawn remaster did. Okay, so apparently this is a new racing game that is coming out called Screamer. I haven't seen anybody really talk about it, which I guess I'm not too surprised about. It looks okay. There's really no gameplay or anything, so it's hard to say for sure. It could really suck. All right, another 2-player co-op game, Stage Fright. They talked about some other game I haven't played or heard of, but looks cute, I guess. Nothing too much to say about it other than maybe another game for me and Sheep to play together. The people who made the Yakuza games are doing a new IP, Century Project. Music was good. I always love good swing, but it could be interesting. Might be worth keeping an eye on for those who really enjoy the Yakuza games or the Like a Dragon games. I know Sheep is very excited for a new Onimusha game. I am not sure how I feel currently about the fact that they keep bringing back, or that they are digging back into the old IPs and bringing them forward. I'm a little bit worried about how they're going to handle them. That includes Okami. It's just a little worrisome, where we are today. The current lack of creativity. The fact that a lot of the people who originally worked on these things are gone. You have to, I know with Okami at least, they brought back the guy who worked on it the first time, but you have to wonder, you have to worry. What are they going to do with it? So for me, it's a little hard to get excited about some of these things, but maybe there's a reason to be optimistic. Who knows? We'll find out. The trailer here looked really cool, so I don't know. All right, Splitgate 2. I won't lie, I watched this and I wondered, how did I not know that there was a shooter with portals from the game Portal? And then the next thing I wondered is it possible for me to shoot a portal under someone else and have them drop through it? Those are the two things I thought. It's not a game I'll play because, again, I'm not into FPS games, but it looked fun for people who like that kind of thing. And the addition of the portals, I think, is a cool idea. I don't know how popular the first Splitgate was/is, but for the people who like that kind of thing, I think it could be exciting. And apparently there's going to be an Outer Worlds 2. Straight up didn't finish Outer Worlds 1. Some of the themes in it irritated me just a little bit too much. Personally, I think Outer Worlds is kind of when, to me, the message started really showing through in gaming. I know a lot of people really enjoyed the game, and, that's fine if you did. It was just the thing that bothered me. So, nothing against you if you enjoyed it, But I'm sure there are plenty of people excited about that. The question is can Obsidian hold it, Avowed is coming out, and that doesn't look particularly great, so I imagine it's worrisome for people who enjoyed Outer Worlds to really be too excited just yet. But with luck, there isn't too much to worry about, and only time will tell, as I say time and time and time again. But that was my look through and opinion on everything announced at the Game Awards in 2024. Kind of a mixed bag. The bringing back of the old IPs, some of those excite me. The bringing back of old developers, especially that one with the mech guy from Ico. That one looks really good to me. I will more than likely give Okami the sequel a shot. Unless I see something before it comes out that tells me an absolute no. The fact that the trailer was so short and sweet kind of makes me wonder. And, maybe I will talk to Sheep about maybe some kind of co-op stream between the two of us. Couldn't hurt. At the very least, it could test our relationship. like that needs that. I test it enough all the time. But with that wrapped up, let's go ahead and take a look at some puppies. So here's an adorable video of little Betty trying to play with her older brother's tail while he licks and harasses one of his other sisters. They are so goddamn cute. And look at how much faster they're getting around now. They really are just picking up the pace, something fierce. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm kind of afraid that their little enclosure there in the back that you can see is going to be too small for them. There's 4 of them. For 2 puppies, it's perfect. For 4, I'm really worried because they're getting so big and they're just, I don't know. I might have to figure out something new. And here's them mauling my hand when I was reaching in to fix their pad earlier because they had it all scrunched up where they couldn't pee properly on it. They are little pee machines, that's for sure. But they're so cute and so soft and so sweet, and they are so getting teeth. So much to think about as their time goes forward. I have their first shot scheduled for in January. But they're all just too adorable. It'll be time to search for their homes soon. I do think I'm leaning still towards keeping Violet, but at 4 weeks, it's still a little early to tell for sure. She's getting kind of loud in the evenings when she wants some attention, but at the same time, she's adorable. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. All that said, with the puppies wrapped up, with the whole thoughts on everything here. What do you guys think? Was there anything that you found interesting? How pissed off were you about The Witcher and the other games? Or how pissed off were you about anything in this? Let me know. I'm curious to hear it. Where do you disagree with me? I want to hear that too. All that said, I look forward to reading your comments. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. If you really liked it, you can feel free to share it around, and I will catch you later.